And we are live. Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Just give me a second. I just want to make sure that I've got everything hooked up that needs to be hooked up over here. Let's see. Um, yeah, I'm going to have a lot to show you guys today, and we've got a lot of work to get through. And yeah, I hope you're having all a good day. And also, could you do me this favor? If you are on Facebook, let me know if the stream is going through to you guys. Let me know if you guys can see me on Facebook because I know there have been some changes to the way my streaming software works with Facebook, and I'm just curious to know if anyone in Facebook is out there. So if you are on Facebook and you are out there, just say hi from Facebook, and then I'll know that the Facebook stream is working. Otherwise, I'll never know. You guys will just be kind of in the wind. I hope that everybody is well. Yeah, I know I haven't live streamed in a while, but hey, I've been super busy and I've been planning lots of good stuff. And I've mostly been doing the work for my own business. I have been, man, I've launched so many new ad campaigns and I am really going all in on Google Ads again. Because, yes, although I show you guys a lot about Google Ads and I teach a lot about Google Ads, sometimes I need to like pay attention to my own Google Ads and make sure that they're fine too. So, yeah, first and foremost, if you don't know me, my name is Devin Thomas. I am a Google certified digital marketer. I've been doing this for the past 7 years and I've been helping entrepreneurs get better results with their Google Ads. Now, what we're going to do in this section is I am going to show you my dashboard. I'm going to show you the results I've been getting. I'm going to show you every single thing that you need to see with Google Ads. And that way, we can kind of go through the analytics and go through the data together, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of questions, hopefully, that are asked. And yeah, I want to cover every single thing possible. Now, the first thing I want to do is I just want to get the right date range up and running. There we go. All right, cool. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is just the dashboard in general. Now, I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions about Google Ads and about the dashboard and about how do you even know where to look to find the correct data. And that's exactly what the stream is going to be about. So if you're brand new to Google Ads, you are welcome. Oh, we got our first person over here, Steph. Hi, Steph. How you doing? And I see you are tuning in from YouTube. Is that correct? Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. How's the weather in Pretoria? Yeah. Well, while we wait for the reply to come through. Anyway, as I was saying, today what I want to do is I want to do a high level overview of the Google Ads dashboard. I want to talk through every single thing. And if you guys have any questions that you want to ask, you're more than welcome to post a comment below and I will gladly answer those comments for you as well. I know that a lot of you struggle with just getting about the dashboard and finding crucial data. And that's basically what this is going to be about. I know there's a lot of beginners out there, and I know that the first question, the first thing that bothers a lot of people, let me just switch back to my own screen's view. I know there's a lot of people out there, and when they start off with Google Ads and they're trying to figure it out, man, it's so hard to find what you're looking for in the dashboard, right? It is so hard to find the right information in the dashboard. And what I want to do is we're going to go through everything. I'm going to show you the ads. I am going to show you the conversion rate. I am going to show you every single thing so that you understand exactly how all of this stuff works. Okay. So I don't want you guys to be intimidated. Steph here says lekker lekker. Okay. Lekker, for those of you who don't know, that's South African slang for good. So when something is good, we don't say it's just good, we say it's lekker. So if you're not from South Africa, you can give me a lekker in the comment section And that way I know you're paying attention. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is just finding your way around this dashboard. Now, I think the best thing for me to do is have it in the screen right in front of me. So just give me a second. Let me just make sure I got the right screen here. Let me just get rid of this dude. Let's do this. Share screen, window. There we go. This is perfect. Okay. And then we're going to do this. Yep. This is the view that we're going to be working with. So guys, let me know if you can see me. I see there's a line through my face, which is super weird. But anyway, I'm going to keep on going. And what I'm going to do with StreamYard is I'm going to put it on another window. I think that would be a better way to do it. So I can still see the comments if I need to. All right, cool. So as you can see, I've got the Google Ads dashboard right in front of me over here. And I want to start off by just explaining the different sections. Now, a lot of you guys lose your ad campaigns because you're looking for them in the wrong way. The first thing that I'm going to tell you guys is if you ever want to find something in the Google Ads dashboard, all you really need to do is come up here to search and you can pull any single report that you want. So for example, if you want to pull out keywords, I'm just going to type in keywords over here and notice what it's going to do is it's going to dive and it's going to find the keyword report. And just like this, boom, I am in the keyword report. Also, if you guys want to go, maybe, I don't know, look for a campaign. So for example, now let's make this difficult. Let's say I want the locations report because I want to know where my ads are showing. I'm going to go to the locations. And as you can see now, I can bring up the locations report here. So if you're brand new, you're struggling with Google Ads and you don't know how you're going to learn it, just learn to search and you'll basically find everything you need. You'll learn how to find campaigns. As long as you remember the name, you'll be completely fine. Now, in this section over here, you'll see there's a button to create a campaign, which I think all of you are smart enough to know what that does. You get the campaigns menu, and then you get this little part over here that says goals. Now, goals are perfect if you want to measure what exactly has been happening in your account. Now, you need to have conversion tracking set up for this, but what we usually do with this goals section, and I'll just, what we usually do is we use this to measure if somebody submitted a lead on your Google Ads account, or if somebody has maybe contacted you, or if somebody's maybe looking for your business. All of that gets measured in the goals section. Now, I'm not going to get into how to set up conversion tracking, but for those of you who go to your Google Ads dashboard over here and you don't see any conversions over here, this is probably where you need to be doing some work. You need to get a developer and you need to get them to help you set up conversions, because this is going to allow you to see every single thing that's happening in your account. Now, let's take a look at one of those conversion actions. So over here, I've got a free masterclass, and you can see that 218 people have signed up for it. And you can also see the value of all of my signups. And it also says over here that I've got no recent conversions. This is how you know your conversion tracking is working. You see this green active over here? That's how you can see it's working. Even if it says no recent conversions, that's also another way that you can see it's working. Now, when it's not working and your conversion tracking is broken, it's usually going to say something like needs attention. When it says this yellow message over here, needs attention, that's when you know you need to kind of do some work in, and you kind of need to make sure that your conversion tracking is working. Why is this important? Some of you might be saying, Devin, I know how many leads I get. I know how many sales I get on my online site. Why do I need to measure conversions? You might know how to measure conversions, or you might know what your conversions are, but if you're not measuring this, you're basically not training the machine learning. And if you're not training the machine learning, what's going to happen is you're going to have expensive ads for the rest of your life, because the AI doesn't know when it's gotten you a lead, right? Let's see. We've got LinkedIn user over here. LinkedIn user, identify yourself, because it just says LinkedIn user. So I want to know who you are, where you're from. Anyway, so basically, when you're over here, basically, see, you just threw me off, LinkedIn user. Anyway, so when you're over here, it basically shows you this little green block over here, and it shows you how many conversions you have. Now, if you don't see this, like, you're going to be at a serious deficit, because what this green block allows me to see, the amount of conversions, what it allows me to see is, it allows me to see how many people have converted on my offer. And I can also see which locations are converting the most. I can see which audiences are converting the most. It is a super powerful feature, and I can see which keywords are working the best as well. So if you want me to dive into the keyword report, I just want you to just write keyword report in the comment section, and I'll jump into that next. All right, so we've covered kind of what this goals thing does over here. The next thing I want to show you guys is the keyword planner. This is also very important. Now, every single time I do a live stream, I always get the question, Devin, my ads aren't showing. Devin, my ads don't have any impressions. Devin, I had a lot of leads, but then my leads died. Why are my leads dying on my campaign, right? We get this question often. So what you want to do is you want to go to tools, you want to go to keyword planner. And when you go to keyword planner, whatever you search for, it's going to give you the search volume for that particular keyword. So for example, let's say I don't know, somebody give me a keyword. Somebody give me a keyword in the chat. I'm just going to go for electrician in the meantime. Let's say I'm an electrician. Okay, so I'm just going to say, oh, here's a good one. Let's go for emergency electrician. There we go. So I'm going to type in emergency electrician, and I'm going to say search. Now, once I do that, what that's going to allow me to do is it's going to show me basically, and let me just close this up just so that we get as much space as possible. What that's going to allow me to do is it's going to show me exactly how many people in South Africa. As you can see, my location is South Africa. Yes, and this would be a perfect time for my mic to kind of just give up. Okay, cool. Guys, let me know if you can hear me clearly. I'm going to have to adjust this pop filter as well. So as you can see over here, I've got the keyword emergency electrician. And as you can see, it's coming up with 2 search results over here. And what this tells me is there are 140 people right now searching for emergency electrician every single month in the whole of South Africa. What it's also going to do is it's going to give me the 3 months change, and it's also going to give me the year-over-year change. Now, a lot of digital marketers do not understand this concept. Just because you had 500 leads last month does not mean you're going to have 500 leads the following month, because every month is different and the search volumes change from month to month to month. So for example, if you think about Christmas presents, you're going to get a lot of people searching for Christmas presents in October and November. You're going to see a huge drop off after the 25th of December, because nobody cares about Christmas presents anymore. And this is why it's important to know how many monthly searches you're going to get. So my rule of thumb is, if you get more than 250 monthly searches on a keyword, that falls within the good keyword range. That is a good keyword. That is a keyword you need to keep on your campaign. If you have a keyword with, like, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about over here. Did I spell emergency electrician right? Let's just make sure that there we go. Electrician, that's the correct spelling. Let's try emergency. People, you're like watching me on this live stream and you're not even correcting. There we go. All right. Now, as you can see, I got the spelling correct. And okay, we still got 140 searches per month. Now, here's the thing. You see this graph? Not every single day is the same. Not every single month is the same. You see how in October, the search volume is 210, but you notice how there's a drop off in this keyword at some points, right? So you want to make sure that you have a good amount of monthly searches. I would aim for about 250, as I've said before. Now, I want you to see what happens when I narrow this down and I go to a city. So let's say I want to go and look at Johannesburg, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, Johannesburg is just a city in South Africa. Look what happens to the average monthly searches. You see how it drops over there? So the problem with a lot of you guys is you add this keyword emergency electrician and then you cry because you're not getting enough impressions on your ads, you're not getting enough clicks on your ads, and your ads are not showing. But if only 10 people per month are searching for a keyword, it can only appear 10 times. And remember, it's not only you're not the only company that's an emergency electrician. You probably got like 20 or 50 other people bidding for the same keyword. So the chances for you to actually take this keyword and turn it into a successful campaign is very slim. It's very marginal. So what you would need to do is add this keyword, but add it with a more popular keyword that's going to get you the sale. So if we type in electrician should get a lot of search volume. If Devin if Devin has the correct one. So let's go with electrician. There we go. So notice now with electrician, I've got 390 search volume. Now, what this is going to allow me to do is this is going to allow me to show up when I need to show up, and it's going to give me far more better. It's going to give me a lot easier chance of showing up on the search results and getting those leads in. This is very important for you guys to understand. And this is also why you need to do keyword research before you run your campaign or even during your campaign. But you can't just be adding keywords that you think are good keywords. You actually have to go through Keyword Planner and you have to make sure that this is right. Right? Is everybody still with me? You guys are very quiet in the chat today. If you are, just give me a hi in the chat so I know I didn't lose you guys. All right. And then let's go over to this column. So we got 3-month change. So this is how the keyword search volume has changed over the past 3 months. Your year-over-year change just tells you that more people are searching for the keyword or less people are searching for the keyword. The competition. And then we get to this part over here that says top of page but low range and top of page but high range. Now, here's the thing. If you are planning on showing in the top of page results for this, you need to start paying between 75 cents and $4.71. That is going to get you in the top percentage of searches, the top 4 search results when it comes to this keyword. So some of you might be saying, Devin, what do you mean the top 4 search results? So I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about over here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stop sharing my screen for a second. And I am going to switch over to Google Chrome. So stop sharing my screen. Oh, this is such an effort to get working. But anyway, we shall make it work. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to go to the screen this side over here. And what I'm going to type in is I am going to type in electrician. Okay. Now, once I do that, notice how we've got 1, 2, 3 searches. So I said top 4, but here we only have 3 searches on the search results. And we always want to make sure that our ads are showing up on the 3 most high search results on the page. You don't want to be showing at the bottom of the page, right? The chances that you're going to get a click or a customer off of that is extremely slim. You want to make sure that you show up at the top of the page, because this is where all of the action is going to happen for you, especially if you're an electrician, right? So going back to Google Ads and going back to my example, what I want you to do then is I want you to make sure that you are between the top of page but low range and the top of page but high range, right? Now just give me a sec. I need to go back into the other screen. So let me just make sure that that is up. It is so much work, man, navigating between these screens. There we go. And let's just make sure we get the view right. There we go. All right. So notice over here, I see that the top of page but low range is 75 cents. And I see that the top of page but high range is $4.71. So chat, I want you to tell me, how much do you think I should be paying to get in the top search results? What do you think? Do you think I should be paying less than 75 cents? Or do you think I should be paying more than 75 cents? Let me know in the chat what you think. Anyway, So this is kind of how you figure out, number one, if it's even worth having a keyword in your campaign. Number two, how much you should pay for that keyword in your campaign. And number three, you can also work out your cost per lead using this. Now, what I like to do, because I'm kind of lazy, is I just take this number over here. And what I do is I multiply that by 100 and I divide it by 3, and it kind of works out my cost per lead. So if you were an electrician, for any electricians working, we're going to work this out together. If I take $4.71, I multiply that by 100, which means I'm getting 100 clicks on my ads. And then I divide it by 3, because we know on average, it takes 100 clicks to get 3 leads out of Google Ads. My cost per lead, I don't know if you can see that, is going to be about $157. So just with that quick and easy calculation over there, I can easily figure out more or less what my cost per lead is going to be. All right. So what I'm going to do for a second is I'm going to just take a quick pause, and I'm going to grab a drink. And what I'm going to ask you guys is, if you have any questions, I want you to post them down below in the chat. I'm just going to quickly go for a glass of water and I'll be back right now. I actually forgot how much work it is to live stream. So just give me a sec. I'll be back. Oh, all right. I'm back. All right. So I'm not seeing much action in the chat today. I don't know what's going on. Where are you guys? Anyway, we're going to work through the screens anyway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a good shift. I'm going to put in about an hour. I'm going to talk you guys through everything. And if it's quiet, it just happens to be quiet today, it's okay. I accept that. Maybe you guys have been busy. Maybe you guys are running campaigns and doing other stuff. So, yeah. So basically what we want to do in this situation is we want to make sure that we can afford the leads first and foremost. After that is done, right? We're going to talk about the main live stream, all of the screen that you can see in front of me right now, right? And the first thing that I want to do is I want to look at the sub menu and I want to tell you what these tabs do. Because I know there's a lot of you probably wondering, hey, Devin, we see all of these tabs on the side and we're kind of wondering what they do. So let's start from the beginning and let's start left to right. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see is the overview tab. And the overview tab is going to give me a general overview of what my campaigns are doing. Now, you'll also notice that when I do this, it's going to give me different stats to when I do this for any particular campaign. So the one thing I want you to always remember is the overview stat is going to give you all of the stats in your campaign that's happening right now for a certain day range. So I can see what is my stats for today, what happened today in my campaign, or rather what happened today across all of my campaigns. Or what I can do is I can even see what happened yesterday. Or if I really want to be fancy, I can see what happened for the past 90 days. Is that 90 days? Let's do this again. Oh, it's being finicky with me. Don't be finicky with me. Let's go. It's really being weird. Anyway, let's do this 90 and apply. There we go. As you can see over here, we can also see what's been happening in the last 90 days in the account. So that's pretty cool. The next thing you can do is go over to the recommendations tab. Now, if you speak to any digital marketer, anyone who does marketing, they absolutely hate this tab because this tab is basically going to lead you astray. a lot of you guys, what happens is you go into your Google ads and you see all of these recommendations from Google and they sound like really good. Hey, Steph gave me a hi. Hi, Steph. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, a lot of these Google ads, guys, what they do is they click on these recommendations and they just click on auto apply. So they're like, oh, this sounds good. Let's click on apply. Oh, I can get more conversions. Let's click on apply. Oh, I should raise my budget. Let me click on apply. This section will get you into a lot of trouble really quickly. You can easily waste an extra $100, an extra $1,000, an extra $10,000 if you're not careful with recommendations on Google Ads. And a lot of business owners, they think that Google Ads has their best interest at heart when really it doesn't, guys. I'll show you something here. If you look at my conversion rate right now on my Google Ads campaign, you'll notice that one of my campaigns over here has got a 22% conversion rate, right? If we spread that out over all time, I am getting a conversion rate of 12.74%, which is 4 times the average Google Ads conversion rate. And I'm also getting a cheap cost per lead of $8, right? So, with that being said, if you want to, I've got a question over here. I'm going to answer you just now, MMA. Thank you very much for that. So, as you can see over here, I've got a super high conversion rate. But the problem is, if we go to the recommendations for this particular campaign, some of this stuff is not very helpful. So, for example, they want me to switch over to a fully automated bidding strategy, which no thanks, because it's probably going to burn through my budget because I'm only doing $3 a day. So yeah, if I was on $300 per day, sure. If I was on $3,000 per day, sure, but not on $300 per day. And also you'll notice over here that they want me to basically add a lot of stuff. They want me to do a lot of stuff, but not all of this is in your best interest, guys. So my recommendation to you is to switch off auto applied recommendations. And I want you to pay attention to the numbers. It's the numbers that are going to really help you. Now, we're going to stop this live stream just for a second because we've Sorry, we're going to stop the live stream over here because we have a question. So what I'm going to do is switch over to solo and I'm going to just take in this question. All right. So MMA Trailer Zone. Hi, I'm new to Google Ads. How can I get clients? I already ran my campaign for practice. Okay. So there's 2 ways that you can get clients really quickly. The first way is I want you to go onto Reddit, RPPC, and I want you to go look for people who are having problems with their Google Ads. So I think one is RPPC, the other one is Reddit, I think r/Google Ads. Go over there, find somebody who has a problem. It'll be somebody who says something like, hi, my account is not working. Hi, my ads are not showing, or hi, I'm getting really bad results. That's the first way to do it. So you need to go on forums and you need to go and hunt down specific people who have specific problems. And that's going to really allow you to get clients super quickly, because there are so many business owners out there that are panicking, even if their ads don't show for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, because they know they are losing clients, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to go into those forums and I want you to find those people that are struggling with Google Ads, that are not getting good results, and I want you to see if you can talk to them. That is the first way to get clients. The second way that you can easily get clients is by going to Upwork.com. If you go on Upwork.com and you sign up there, as long as you have a good portfolio of results, you should be able to get clients there. Now, your next question to me, MMA, is I don't have any experience. I don't have any results. I don't have anything to show. Well, this is where it's important that you get good results for yourself. So are you getting good results for yourself at the moment, MMA Trailer Zone? Let me know in the chat and then we'll discuss further. Because if you are getting good results for yourself, all you basically need to do is you can take those good results and you can basically get the right, sorry, thank you, Maria. Just got a cup of coffee. I'm so special. Anyway, you can take those results and you can post them and you can say, hey, I just got all of these good Google Ads results for myself. Now I'm going to help you to get them. See what I'm saying? But if you don't have any proof that you don't know what you're doing or that you do know what you're doing, you're going to struggle. All right. So I hope that helps you. If you have any follow-up questions, let me know, MMA. All right, cool. So as you can see over here, we've got my front screen over here. We've already talked about the recommendations tab. And now what I want to do is I want to dive into the insights and reports. Now, if you go into insights, I don't really spend a lot of time over here. Sometimes the insights is good. A lot of marketers say that this is good for finding like new keywords that are going to help you. So I guess that could help you, but I don't really spend a lot of time over here. Where I do spend a ton of time, and I'll show you exactly, is the keywords report over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to search terms and we'll do the keywords report after that. But let's start off with search terms report. All right. So I want you guys to notice something. Notice that if we look at clicks, we have gotten 1,004 clicks over the past, I don't know, 4 years that this campaign has been on and off, on and off. We can also see that the average cost per click over here is $1, right? So we can all see that. We got 1,000 clicks and each and every single one of the clicks is $1 each. Now, here's the interesting thing. Did you know that Google Ads is showing your ads for the wrong results most of the time? Google Ads is not showing your search results for the keywords that you've chosen. They will show your results for almost anything and everything. And this is what wastes a lot of your budget. And this is why your leads are so expensive. And this is why you struggle a lot with Google Ads, is because you're not paying attention at where your money is being spent. So I'm going to go over here to the search terms report, right? And as you can see over here, we've got my search term, what somebody searched to find my ad. And we'll also have over here, this is the most important thing, it's the clicks and it's the impressions. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to take this cost column. You see this cost column? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it all the way so it's next to the clicks column. This is a very important thing. So I'm going to take cost, drag it all the way up there, and I'm going to say apply. And now I can see my cost over there, right? So what I'm looking for is I am looking for a search term that is costing me a lot of money, but is not actually bringing me any conversions because I want more leads. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of this and I'm going to look something. Aha, I think I found one. I don't have a free Google Ads course, but here where it says Google Ads course is free, already 8 people have clicked on it and it's cost me $11. This is what I'm talking about when I tell you Google will make you show up for the wrong search results, right? So what you want to do with this specific term over here is you want to make sure that you get rid of it completely and you want to add it as a negative keyword, right? Now let's look for some more because I think that was it's a close search term, but I want to look for a really bad one. Let's find a horrible one. I also don't have a Skillshop course, by the way. Blah, 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 blah. Skillshop. There we go. Google Ads certification, free. I don't do this. I don't give away Google Ads certifications, but yet Google Ads is showing my ad for this and it's costing me money. It's already cost me $3.44, as you can see. So this is costing me a lot of money. So what I want to do now is I want to take this and I want to turn that into a negative keyword, right? And what I want to do is I want to make sure it applies to the whole campaign. And what I'm also going to do is I am going to make it a phrase match. If you don't know what phrase match means, just ask me in the chat and I'll explain exactly what that means. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do for that particular one. So I don't want to show up when somebody types in Google Ads certification free. I do not want to show up for that. And basically, when you come to this report every single day, what's going to happen is you're going to end up finding all of these little searches that are costing you money. And eventually, you're going to figure out why your leads are so expensive. Let's see. Let's find one more before we move on. There we go. If any of you spot anyone, also let me know as well. Um, Google Ads job description. This is a completely horrible one, but as you can see over here, Google has shown my ads for this and it's costing me $2. So just by going through this report, I can already save myself $31 in just all of the wasted clicks that I'm getting from Google Ads. And for you guys that don't believe me, Google Ads is a master of wasting your money on the wrong searches, of showing your ads where they shouldn't be. So you always need to come back to the search terms report and always make sure that you're showing up for the right searches. Otherwise, what's going to happen is your ads will just be wasting your money over and over and over again, and you'll wonder why that's happening. And yeah, it's just a problem. Right. The next thing we're going to look at is where, when, and where your ad showed. Now, this doesn't really matter. For some of you, it's important. For some of you, it's not important. But what is important is more this section over here, where your ads showed. Now, because I'm in a search campaign right now, obviously my ads are only showing on Google. But what I want to do is I want to show you this with a YouTube campaign that I'm running right now. So I've got my YouTube campaign over here. You'll notice that it's got 607 clicks. Can we swap one of these out to views? Because I want to show you all of my views on my ads. So give me 1 second. Let's get this up and running. Oh, I'm so excited to show you guys this. All right, so we're going to go back to this when and where your ad showed, right? Now, I want you guys to notice something super weird. I'm running YouTube ads, right? Notice how I got 313 views on YouTube, which is super cool. But also notice that it's showing me on a whole lot of weird channels that maybe I don't want to be on. So for example, with Google Ads, Smart Money Tactics, that's fine. Next Level Soul podcast, I don't think that's fine, but we did get a lead from that, so I guess that's okay. But what I want to do is I want to look for the places where I got the most views, maybe cost me the most money. So I can already tell you this one over here, this xynode.online, already, this is a problem. This is a problem. If my ads are showing over here, I'm in big trouble. So I need to make sure that I'm excluding this and excluding this from the campaign. Otherwise, it's costing me money to show my ads here. But yeah, another one that you guys must look out for is a lot of mobile apps. Now, mobile apps is actually the #1 place where your money gets burnt. And to show you how bad it is, notice that Google Ads hides this data. So they'll show me here, oh, you got lots of views from these places. You should be happy, Devin. But what it does is it gives you this column that says other with no information whatsoever. But if I look at how much of my money has been spent in other places where they shouldn't be showing my ads, guys, 33,000 views. They've spent $603 of my money, and they won't tell me where they spent that money. So you got to be very careful with this. You got to make sure that you also come here often, and you got to make sure that you are looking at where your ads are. And if you find a place that doesn't make sense for your ads to be, let's go and find one. Me and you, we're going to go find one right now. So let's see, GB News, fandom.com. There we go, mamamath.net. I doubt anyone on mamamath.net is interested in Google Ads, right? I'm even scared to click on it because maybe it's a website that I don't think it's the type of website that it is, if you know what I mean. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm excluding this, right? So what's going to happen is the next time it tries to show my website on Mama Math or my ad on Mama Math, it's not going to be able to do that, right? And that's what's going to help you save money in the long run. Now, there's an important thing that I want to show all of you guys. I'm just checking the chat. Guys, you guys are quiet. If you have any questions, I want you to ask me as many questions as you want. For those of you who don't know me, let me just do a quick intro. My name is Devin Thomas. I've been doing Google Ads for the past 7 years. I help entrepreneurs with small budgets get the most out of their Google Ads, and I help them generate leads and do it in a cost-effective way so that their ads are not burning through their businesses. I'm Google certified. I've lectured on Google Ads at university. So trust me, I can help you. I've also got 250,000 views on YouTube. So Whatever it is that you want to ask, make sure you ask, but don't be shy to ask, because that's kind of what this live stream is for. All right, I'm going to go back to the screen share. So I'm over at this section over here. And what we have over here is we've got every single thing ready and done. We've got our ads over here. The next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we went when and where ads showed. And now let's go to the landing pages section over here. Now, if you look over here, you get some scores on your landing pages, and it's also going to tell you if your landing pages are good, if your landing pages are bad. What I suggest you do is go into your Google Analytics and look at your bounce rate instead of this, because it's going to give you a whole lot more metrics than this. This will just give you a percentage score, but I like to look at bounce rate and your page duration, right? And going back to the side of the screen over here, I can also see my campaigns. I can also see my ad groups. I can also see my ads as well. So it'll show me each and every single ad and what that ad is doing. Now, there's something curious I want to show you guys. Notice that this ad over here has got I'm going to do it for you guys, conversion rate of 12.74%. You see that over there? So what that means is a lot of people are converting on this ad, right? Notice how strong this conversion rate is. Now, to give you an idea, some of you might be saying, yeah, but how do I know that that's a strong conversion rate? What I'm going to do is, or you guys can even do it. If you Google the average conversion rate, Google the average conversion rate on a Google ad, average conversion rate, Google AdWords campaign. You'll notice that this is way above the average, right? The average is about 3%. Let me know in the chat what the average is, but the average is about 3%. I think I know that much. Now, notice something. I'm at 12.74% here. However, when I go into my ads, check out what Google is telling me. It's telling me over here that my ad strength on this particular ad is poor. You guys see that? So look at these suggestions from Google. And this is also how they trick you into spending a lot more money, which you actually don't need to do, okay? You don't need to burn a lot of money to get good results with Google Ads. You don't need to spend $10,000 a month. You don't need to spend $20,000 a month to get good results with Google Ads. You can get good results with a tiny budget. But let's look over here and you'll see it's giving me a poor ad strength, right? So it's telling me try including more keywords in your headlines and try including more keywords in your descriptions and try adding a few more unique headlines. And this is okay advice. This is okay advice. But what I like to do and what most digital marketers are going to do is we're going to look at the click-through rate. Now, if your click-through rate is higher than 5%, you're doing extremely well. If it's higher than 10%, you're doing even more well. So the main temptation from a lot of people is you end up doing this thing called keyword stuffing, where you end up putting as many keywords as possible into your headlines and you turn it into a SEO headline, basically, where you kind of pick all of the rich keywords. That's good for the AI, but it's very hard for humans to read. So what's going to happen is you're going to get a higher ad strength, but you're actually going to get less leads, less sales, less conversions on your website. Does this make sense to you? So don't always believe Google when they tell you you haven't got a strong headline or you don't have good ad strength. Look at the click-through rate, and if the click-through rate is above 5%, you are doing well. You are doing better than most people. If it's above 10%, do not change everything, or rather do not change anything. And I'm going to take a sip of water here, but I'm going to tell you guys that Google Ads is weird like that because there's a lot of things in the dashboard that look super normal and they look like kind of benign, and you end up clicking these things, but these things actually end up costing you a lot of money, and these changes actually end up costing you a lot of money. And I don't want that to happen to you. So I want you to make sure that when you are going through your Google Ads, when you are applying these settings, when you are looking at what Google Ads is telling you, always look for the number. Don't just take Google Ads word for it, right? So I'm going to show you some of his examples of that as we go forward, but I'm just going to take a little bit of a drinks break. So if you have any questions, now's the perfect time to ask. Any questions whatsoever? Now is your turn. All right, cool. Okay, so I see there's no more questions. What I'm going to do is I am going to pop back into the screen share and let's keep on going. All right, so the next thing that we're going to look at is we are going to look at the side menu over here. Assets, more or less boring. I want to get to the keywords section because this is where the real fun stuff is at. All right, now Steph, if Steph is still here, me and Steph, who is one of my students in my course, by the way, we always go back and forth about this, right? So you will notice that in the keywords report over here, I want you to notice something. Do you see this big red sign over here telling me that my ad is not showing and that I should be paying a lot more for this particular keyword, right? You guys have got to look out for warnings like that because this is kind of how Google Ads tricks you to actually spend more money on your ads than you're supposed to be spending, right? So as you can see over here, it's telling me I'm below the first page bid. Over here, it's telling me I'm below the first page bid. My ads are not going to show. And yet these ads are actually converting. They're converting well. And my average cost per click, my average CPC is like 89 cents, 88 cents, $1.10, $1.19. You might be asking, Devin, why is this? I think a lot of people, they get into trouble because they believe how much money you spend on a keyword determines the type of customer that you're going to get. So we end up spending $10 for a keyword, $20 for a keyword, $15 for a keyword, maybe even $8 for a keyword. And then when we don't get a conversion or a lead or a sale from that keyword, we're upset with Google. But I want you guys just to keep this one thing in mind. And it's a very important thing that I want you to keep in mind. The average Google ad, right? Across the board, the average Google ad is only going to convert at about 3%. What does this mean? It means for every 100 clicks that you get on an ad, you're only going to get 3 leads most of the time. For every 100 clicks you get on a Google ad, you're only going to get 3 leads most of the time. So it doesn't make sense for you to be spending so much money on your keywords because that's where you're losing all your money. So I'll give you a perfect example of this. If you look at the keyword over here, notice how Google Ad is suggesting here that I should be spending $3.10 on this particular keyword. And they give me all of these warning messages and they tell me the quality score is poor, so on and so forth. Notice also that this is a broad match keyword. It's not even a phrase or exact match. Now look at the conversion rate on this keyword. This keyword is converting at 15.57%. You see that? It's converting at 15.57%. Now, if I'm supposed to pay more for this keyword, if I'm supposed to pay $3.10 for this keyword, what's going to happen is this number over here, my cost per conversion is going to go sky high. I'm going to end up paying more for leads because I'm paying more for clicks. So what you always want to do, you always want to see what is the lowest number that you can get away with. And that's how you basically beat the system on a small budget. Now, when we get into big budgets, $10,000, $15,000 a month, the rules change completely. That's where you kind of have to rely on automated bidding, and then automated bidding will make the decisions for you. But most of you that are on small budgets, your biggest mistake, if I can take my 7 years of knowledge and just put it in one sentence, is you are paying way too much for a click. And I mean, I'm underpaying over here. All of these red messages over here, I'm underpaying, but look at my conversion rates. 9%, 15%, 7%, 15%, 8%, 15%, 11%, 14%, 26%. And yet I am paying peanuts. That's what you want to do with your Google Ads. That's how you're going to get good results. That's how you're going to get cheap leads. That's how you're going to get cheap sales, by applying these settings. Now, another cool report that I want to show you guys is when you go into your Google Ads, you're not going to see all of these things, right? Most of you, you're only going to see your impressions and your clicks. So your question is probably, Devin, how do I get all of this stuff, all of these juicy details over here? All you need to do is go to columns, click on modify columns, and then you'll get this little menu. Now, when you expand this menu over here, you see how you get options to add extra stuff. So for example, if I want to see my competitive metrics and I want to know what is my click share of all of the companies that show up, what is my click share? I can click on this and I can say apply. And now you'll notice that there's a little column here that says click share. And it's telling me that I'm getting less than 10% of the available clicks up there, which brings me to this red warning message over here. I'm sure some of you noticed it. If you noticed it, just let me know, Devin, I saw the limited by budget, or just type limited by budget in the chat. So when you see this limited by budget over here, it basically means there are more available searches for you to capture, and you can increase your budget, but you should also know that it's not always a good idea. You need to make sure your ads are profitable first before you just increase your budget, because you're going to increase your cost. Does this make sense to you? Funny story, I'll tell you a side story over here. I was working on an account that was spending 13,000 US dollars per day. 13,000 US dollars per day. That account still showed limited by budget, right? You're never going to get rid of limited by budget, because if more and more people across the world are searching for a certain search term or keyword, you're always going to be technically limited by budget. What you want to make sure is, if you're spending $10,000 on Google Ads, you need to make sure you're getting back that $10,000 and maybe even more. Then you can increase your budget. But if you're spending $10,000 on ads, don't think that spending $20,000 is all of a sudden going to get you better ad results. That's where most people get into trouble, because you think it's a casino. It's not a casino, it's advertising. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're spending more money, you're just going to lose more money. So I want you to be very careful and very mindful of that. Now, as we're going through this, I'm almost at the top of the hour, so I'm going to give it 8 more minutes if there's no questions. And what I want to do is, I just want to show you some comparisons about the performances, and I want to show you some comparisons and talk about the different performances on different types of campaigns, because I think that would be interesting for us to go through. So I'm going to come back to this view over here. I'm going to go back to my campaigns, and I'm going to show you what my campaigns are doing, and I'm going to show you the different types of campaigns. So I'm going to click on all my campaigns over here. And then what I'm going to do is, let me just get to the overview screen. Otherwise, you guys are going to see nothing. There we go. All right. So I want you to notice something. If I go to my video campaign over here, notice that I am getting, and this is a YouTube ad. This is a type of ad that you can run in Google Ads, by the way. So all you need to do if you want to run a YouTube ad is you go to campaign, you go to create. When you go to create, you can say you want leads, you can choose your goals, and then over here you see video. That's how you start running video campaigns. And they show on YouTube, and they show in a bunch of other places as well. Now, what I absolutely love about video ads is they're super cheap. If I look at my average cost per view, let me just find it for you guys over here. If I go to ads, these are all the YouTube ads that I'm running right now. And if I go to my average cost per view, look at that. I'm paying less than $1. I'm paying about 11 cents just to get a view. So as you can see over here, I've got 3,000 views on this video, but those 3,000 views are not costing me much money. They're costing me about $431, right? If I go to the bottom over here, you can see there's times where I can get even like 63 views, and I can get an average cost per view of 7 cents over here. So this is very cheap advertising. And this is one thing that I always tell my students is, just because search doesn't work for you doesn't mean the other campaign types aren't going to work for you. But the problem with the YouTube ads is the conversion rate isn't as good, right? So the trade-off over here is You're going to get a lot of views, but you're not going to get as many conversions as you would with a normal search campaign. However, if we look at our cost per lead, or cost per conversion, it's fine. We're at $9.42. So you'll notice over here that my conversion might not be that good. My rate might not be that good, but I'm still converting, and I'm still converting at a good price, which is what I'm looking for. The next thing I want to show you in contrast to this is look at my search campaigns and look at how a search campaign performs. Now, if I go to the search campaigns, the first thing you're going to notice is my conversion rate is super high and my cost per conversion is less. And that's because somebody searching on Google is always going to have higher intent than somebody who is just watching a YouTube ad, right? So you're always going to get the best leads. You're always going to get the sales with the most intent. Most of the time, you're going to get them from your search ads. But unfortunately, what this means is if I look at my average cost per click, should be here over here somewhere. Just give me a second. They kind of switch stuff around and then it kind of messes with my reporting. But anyway, if I go over here and I look for my average cost per click, come on, come on. There we go. I'm just going to take it at average cost for the moment. If I look at my average cost per click, it's $1. So it's a little bit more expensive to run your search ads. But as you can see over here, the results are good. So those are two of the ways to run it. What I also want to show you is, I think this is one of my old campaign, but there used to be the old Gmail campaign. So I'll show you the Gmail campaigns. These ones over here, the cost per click is like 5 cents. Why? Because not really many people are using this campaign. So what this means is you can get super cheap conversions over here by using like the Gmail and the discovery ad. This is something that almost nobody does. I think they're called demand gen ads, but demand gen ads can generate you a lot of leads at a very, very cheap price as long as you keep an eye on it. So yeah, those are the different ads, and that's basically what they do. So in closing, what have we covered? I've shown you the different ad campaign types. I've taken you on a tour through my data. And before I go, I just want to tell you a little bit about what we offer at Neptune Design. So if you want to learn from Google Ads, if you found this helpful and productive, I've got a full Google Ads course. It's called Profitable PPC, where I literally teach you every single thing I know about Google Ads. It's 15 hours long. It's beautiful because it's got all of the right information that you need to know if you want to get cheap leads or if your ads are costing you a whole bunch of money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that below in the chat. You'll also find it in the links in the description as well. But let me just make it very easy for you and I'll get this through to you. The second thing that you can join as well is my Profitable PPC link is in the chat as we speak. I wonder if I can pin this thing. Let's see. I'll just put it up on the screen over here. The second thing that I have for you is I've got a Google Ads course where we do weekly coaching calls. You can ask me anything you want about Google Ads. And I really like to be on there and just spend time with my students. And anyone who has questions or anyone working with ads, you can always check it out over there. So I would like to thank each and every single one of you for your time. If you have any more questions, I'm going to hang around for like 30 seconds. And after that, I am going to be on my way. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this live stream. I appreciate each and every single one of you. So as I take a sip of my water, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. And I'm literally going to wait for 60 minutes to pass. So yeah, that was it, guys. We're talking about the dashboard and I'm basically touring you around. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. All right, cool. Let's see. I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce your name. Shaktervo, thank you very much for that question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you broad match and I'm going to show you phrase match. and I'm going to let the data speak for itself. Now, to give you a broad answer, the campaigns that have a lot of conversion data, broad match could even work really well. But most of the time, 90% of the time, you actually want to start going off with phrase match. So I'll show you my data just so that you can have a realistic picture of what each one can do. So if I go over here, I'm going to go to my search campaign. And as you can see, I'm in my search campaign right now. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go over to this section over here. Let's see, insights and reports, search terms, not search terms, keywords. I'm going to go over to my keywords. And as you can see, I'm going to take away your comment here just so that you can see a little bit more clearly. Notice that I've got broad match over here. And notice that my broad match is converting at 9.52%. And my cost per conversions are also low, like $5, $11 over here. So broad match, if you have a lot of account data like we do, then you'll be perfectly fine with broad match. But most of the time, you're going to find that broad match wastes your money. And that's why I highly recommend that you start off with phrase match. Now, I just want to see if we have any phrase match data that I could show you right now, because we used to run them, but then the broad match works so well that I don't even bother with phrase match anymore. I don't have any data for you on phrase match, but yeah, take my word for it. You're better off using phrase match than broad match. Broad match is when you have a lot of account data like we do. And as you can see, broad match, it works perfectly fine. It works absolutely fine. But you have to make sure you have data. If you don't, broad match is just going to burn through your budget. So you'll notice over here, broad match, conversion rates are good. And also our cost per lead is super good as well. But that is a super good question. If you want to give me any follow-up questions, that is perfectly fine. But yeah, that is a super good question. So to answer your question straight away, if you have data, like for the past 60 days, you've got 60 conversions, things are going good in your account, you can use broad match, because what Google's going to do is it's going to look at not only what's happening in your account, it's going to look at what works in the other accounts in your industry, and it's going to send you more leads that way. Now, if you have phrase match, you're limiting Google as to what you can show up for. So it's great for cost savings if you have a new account, but you'll notice it's harder to scale a campaign when you're on phrase match. So be very careful and be very mindful of that. And also different accounts and different campaigns have different characteristics as well. So yeah, that is your comprehensive answer. I get asked this almost every single live stream as well. So yeah, are there any more questions before I go? Thank you very much. That was a beautiful question. I really appreciate that. Any other questions? I'm going to hang around for like a minute, and then after that, I am off. I'm going to play some Xbox. Okay, so VN says, thank you very much. Oh, it's my absolute pleasure, VN. Any other questions, guys? The chat is super quiet today. Like usually the chat is like, it's banging. I think it's because I haven't live streamed in so long. Maybe people like forgot that I'm here, but hey, I'm back. I'm here. I'm live streaming. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm so happy that I figured out the screen share combination, that I can actually do this, because guys, I've been trying to do this for the past like 3 months. I would have had so many more good live streams if I could just do this, but hey, I guess we're all learning in life. All right, so that's it. Like I said, if you want to reach out to me, links are down in the description below. Thank you very much for each and every single one that came to this live stream. I will see you guys next time. Peace.